So one of the first things that we need to do is to install Visual Studio Code. There are many ways that you can edit files that you create when you're doing web development. You don't have to use Visual Studio Code, but we're using it for this course. So all you have to do is just install this. You can Google Visual Studio Code. This is a software that is created by Microsoft. If you go to Visual Studio Code there, then you'll see a download button right here. When you click download, then you will get something that looks like this, the Visual Studio Code installer. Now this is a Windows machine, but the process is very similar on a Mac or on a Linux machine. So once you get that and install it, then you get the actual Visual Studio Code application. When you open Visual Studio Code, you can choose a folder to work out of. So just choose any folder on your computer. I went ahead and created a folder called DOM, and that's the folder that we'll be working out of. You can call it whatever you want. So when you've created your DOM folder, then you can go into Visual Studio Code and do File, Open Folder. When you open the folder, you have to navigate to where your folder is and do Select Folder. Once you have that, then you're inside of the folder, and Visual Studio Code is ready to do work inside of there. So anything that you create inside of Visual Studio, then you'll see automatically in that folder. So in this case, I want to go ahead and create a new file. So here, there's a new file button right here, icon. If you click new file, we'll just call this index.html. This is going to be a basic HTML file that we're going to work out of. And when we have that, you'll see if you go ahead and look into your Windows Explorer and you look inside of the same folder there, you see my index folder. I mean, my index file it's there. So you see that we're working in the right place. So in the index.html, we want to actually create some HTML. Now, Visual Studio Code has a software embedded called Emmet, which will allow it to use some shortcuts to create HTML. We're assuming that you have some HTML experience. If not, there's some links that you can look at in this lesson that give you some prerequisite resources that you can look at to understand HTML a little better, but we're assuming you know HTML. So if you can type in HTML:5 and then hit tab, and it just creates a basic HTML structure for you. You can give your document a title. We can just call this DOM exercise, or whatever you want to call it.